Hello everyone, I'm James Anderson, Dean of the College of Education, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our virtual James Scholar event. The James Scholar program is a university-wide program established to provide undergraduate students with the opportunity to develop valuable research experience. Our James Scholars are some of the highest achieving students on campus. Through the College of Education James Scholar programs, students have opportunities to work directly with faculty to engage in research and activities that address critical issues in the field of education. James Scholars in our college are civically engaged and step into leadership roles both in our community and as they move into their positions upon graduation. I hope you enjoyed today's video presentation by our talented students. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Lisa Mondamaya, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs, who will talk in more detail about the James Scholar Honors Program, as well as some of the research topics presented today.
Hi, I'm Lisa Mondamaya, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs in the College of Education and Director of Teacher Education. I'd like to thank all of you for participating in this year's James Scholar Recognition Program. I'm sorry we can't be doing this in person. Each year, we're excited to bring recognition to our James Scholars. We have outstanding students in the College of Education. This presentation is an opportunity to honor our scholars who have done extraordinary work throughout their degree programs. To receive an invitation to participate in the James Scholar program, entering freshmen must be at the top of the College of Education admitted applicant pool. Transfer and continuing students who have earned at least a 3.5 institutional grade point average are also invited to participate. Each semester, students engage with faculty in creative projects, research, and activities to earn James Scholar credit. What gives us great pride is that we know every one of our James Scholars will leave their mark on the field of education. They will become the innovators and future leaders, and we look forward to seeing their contributions in the future.
The James Scholar Program is a campus-wide honors program named for the fourth president of the University of Illinois, Edmund J. James, who believed scholarship and research are fundamental to human progress. During his presidency, from 1904 to 1920, he brought world-class scholars and researchers to this campus, developed many new graduate programs, and fostered a sense of community among faculty and students. His achievements helped transform the University of Illinois into the campus of international importance that we know today. In the College of Education, the James Scholar Program is based on four themes: research, social justice, leadership, and professional development. The honors community in the College of Education allows students to take risks that broaden their thinking so they are able to view the world from all different perspectives. These educational experiences transform our students into civically engaged global citizens and teacher leaders able to use research-based decision-making skills to make a difference in society. It is the renowned faculty in the College of Education that provide these opportunities for our students, and we are very grateful for their work with the James Scholars.
Hello, My name is Michelle Ellis, and I am the College of Education Academic Advisor to our junior and senior students. Let's take a look at our senior James Scholar students who have earned their cords for graduation.
My name is Julia Bettman, and I'm a senior in the College of Education, studying elementary education. I put a little presentation together to show everyone what my James Scholar experience has been like. So, for my freshman year, first semester, I was in a class called Education 102. This was a freshman honors class that I was put in where I ended up writing a research project on the benefits and drawbacks of year-round schooling for elementary schools and created a poster with one of my peers, and we presented it to the other students in the class. Second semester, I was in a class called CI 199. This was a research class, and I ended up creating research on the differences in teaching/learning for private versus public preschools with the same peer. And I presented this with her at the undergraduate research symposium. Sophomore year, first semester, I took a class called FC 200, which met on Saturdays. And by the end of the semester, I ended up writing a legislative brief on what legislators should know about preschool for all and why that's so important with a peer of mine. And this was actually sent to Congress, which was very cool. Second semester, I did a project in one of my classes, KIN 268, and I ended up doing reflective teaching. So I recorded myself teaching. This was my first time teaching on the slide. I wrote down my comments. I talked to my teacher about it, and then I made improvements each time. And I ended up teaching it to one small group, a different small group, and then to the entire class. And I reflected on my teaching by watching myself, which is a very important skill as a teacher, and it's hard to do. Junior year, first semester, I was taking IHLT 230. I did a project with a peer we conducted a study on sleeping for college students. We were curious to discover sleeping habits of college students, to see if statistics online matched our specific college. And we want to provide suggestions for people how they could improve their sleep, because I know that's an issue with a lot of college students. Second semester, I attended the Leadership Center Insight program. It's on a Saturday for 4 hours. It's a part of the Leadership Center, and it was a great experience. So senior year, first semester, I also attended a different I program called Inclusion. This one was actually on Zoom due to COVID. The one before was in person, and it's a 4-hour session with small groups, and you talk about inclusion. This year, second semester, I've been working on a blog, professional development blog, about my experiences with student teaching. So each Sunday I create a blog post, and then there's another tab that says about me, where I included information about myself and why I'm writing the blog. Thank you for watching.
Hi, my name is Ari. I am a senior majoring in Learning and Education Studies with a concentration in Applied Learning Science. I am also a part of the College of Education's James Scholar program. For my current James Scholar project, I am working on an experiment to find a retrieval practice method that is widely applicable so that students can use it in real life. Retrieval practice is currently a popular area of research in educational psychology. It shows promising evidence for better long-term content retention than common forms of studying like rereading. My method is guided by discourse processing theory, a theory on text comprehension. I became interested in this topic through Dr. Steinmaro's course on how people read and turned this into a research project under her mentorship. In one of my previous James Scholar projects, I grew my skills in igniting change with UIUC's Leadership Center. As a James Scholar, I was able to conduct another research project at the University Primary School, a UIUC lab school, and present my findings at the Undergraduate Research Symposium. The James Scholar program has given me wonderful opportunities to grow as a leader and learner. It gave me space to take risks, problem solve, and explore my curiosity in and outside of the classroom. When I graduate in May, I will leave UIUC with solid skills that enable me to make a difference through education.
Hi, my name is Christine Jang. I'm currently a senior at U of I right now. I am studying elementary education, and I have been a part of James Scholar for the past 3 years now. I started James Scholar when I was a sophomore in college. For my last semester as a James Scholar, I decided to do a student teaching website. And so it's called Hang with Jang, because my last name is Jang, Jang. And so you can check it out on sites.google.com/hangwithjang/home. And it's basically just a place where I have uploaded different lessons, different resources for teachers, different resources for parents. And I have also uploaded my teaching portfolio on that website. As well as having all of that down in there, I also have posted weekly reflections of how my student teaching is going. So I talk about different triumphs and different victories, and sometimes even different failures that I've been experiencing in my classroom. So it's just been a really good way for me to keep track of what I'm learning, and it's also a good way for me to share the information that I'm learning with other colleagues, with other teachers, and with other students. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Devin Jackson. I am a senior in the College of Education, majoring in middle grade education with the concentration in literacy, and I am also obtaining an endorsement in English as a second language as well as English language art. I have been a part of the James Scholar program in the College of Education for 4 years now, and I started off my journey in the fall of 2017 in the Education 102 course with Adam Fessel. And in this course, I focused research on pre-service teachers in studying abroad and trying to seek out data and ways to improve studying abroad for pre-service teachers. And with this presentation that I presented in the fall, I also presented my research in the James Scholar Spring Symposium. In the spring of 2018, I have the pleasure of working with Ellen Redcamp, and in CI 199, the Curriculum and Instruction course with Sheila Dean. And in this course, I furthered my research with pre-service teachers and studying abroad, with specifically in the UIUC, and trying to improve the data from University of Illinois and pre-service teachers. And therefore, that has a presentation of with Ellen Redcamp at the undergraduate symposium in the spring. In the fall of 2018, I had worked with a faculty member in transcribing the audio from an interview related to children in play and how that affects their learning. And in the spring of 2019, I studied abroad in South Korea at Korean University in Seoul, and used my experience and trying to delve into what it's like to be a student in a country where the language and culture is not my own, and how can I bring my experience into my pedagogy and my global pedagogy, specifically coming back to the United States. And I had the pleasure of taking one course in particular in trying to teach in materials and teaching for students who do not speak English as a first language, as well as the fact that the teachers who are teaching the courses do not speak English as a first language as well. In the fall of 2019, I have participated in the leadership program series, as well as the spring of 2020. I have participated in another resource course in CI 205 with Dr. Sarah McCarthy. And I have continued my research again with pre-service teachers and studying abroad. I am a huge advocate for studying abroad and how that can affect pre-service teachers, and how that experience will be helpful for students, especially students who do not speak English as a first language. And I think it also expands our independence and our pedagogy even further. And I also, in the fall of 2020, I have pursued another leadership series with the complications of COVID. And right now, in my senior year, my last research opportunity, I am working on a teacher toolkit and helping other pre-service teachers in preparing for their student teaching journey, as well as their hopeful teaching journey from postgraduate. So again, I thank you so much to College of Education for seeing the potential in me and being in the James Scholar program. And thank you.
Hi, my name is Anna Sellis.
I'm David McCormick.
And this is our first semester doing James Scholar projects together, so we found it fitting to do this together as well.
So with our projects, we really have focused in on diving deeper into the content of our classes. Over the last 4 semesters, some of our projects have included making a resource for Unit 4 parents connected to virtual learning.
We've also dove deeper into Megan Burke's accessibility in the CEU area by expanding on her website with different restaurants and different venues.
We also used different AAC devices and wrote down some considerations for professionals who are working with individuals who use AAC.
And currently we are working on a resource for co-teachers with special education and general education teachers.
We've really enjoyed our time in the James Scholar program, and really this program has made this deeper dive possible, and we're just really happy to be a part of it. And excited, looking forward to the rest of the semester and how our project wraps up.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Sochi Mondragon. I'm currently a senior majoring in elementary education. As a James Scholar for the past 3 years, I've done course-related projects, I've done some research, and I've also been a TA for a course that I took as a James Scholar. I've done research on the pros and cons of e-text. I also did research on conceptual versus procedural knowledge in mathematics, which helped me understand better on how to assess students and what's important when checking for understanding. And I took a course which helped me develop a better understanding of objectives and assessments for students when creating those plans, which I then TA'd for that course. Using my experience from taking that course, I was able to assist the students in that course and help them with giving examples and explaining what the terms mean, because those terms can be really unfamiliar when you're first in the teaching program. Now I'm a full-time student teacher, so I am creating a toolbox and reflecting on what I am doing currently as a student teacher, what's working, what's not working, some new resources and tools that I've gotten to experience so that I can help inform pre-student teachers. So just through all my experiences, I've grown, I've been able to professionally develop everything and get me a step closer to my career of becoming an elementary school teacher. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Yani Su, and I'm currently a senior student in the Delta program, and I have been in the James Scholar program for 4 years since my freshman year. In the college education, we have different options for students to complete their James Scholar project each semester, and I think these are all very special opportunities because you can learn outside the classroom, you can connect with faculty members, and you can do things based on your own interest. I have participated in 2 leadership programs in the Leadership Center, and I have worked on my own educational app and game design. Because we can do things based on our own interest, I was able to work with faculty members to design 2 cultural and language learning games, and also 1 game on Scratch to teach students COVID knowledge. And for this year, I worked on my own research project under the supervision of my professor. I think I could have all these enjoyable and meaningful experiences is because I'm in the James Scholar program. It allowed me to discover what I want to do and what I can do besides taking regular classes. And I'm not afraid to be making mistakes because all the professors and faculty members provide tremendous help, and they guide me step by step, teach me how to become a future educator and also education technology designer. What I have done in the James Scholar program could be so helpful for my future career, and I think joining the James Scholar program could be one of the best decisions I have made in college.
Hey everyone, my name is Michael Fulmer, and I'm the academic advisor in the College of Education for our freshman and sophomore students. Now let's take a look at our senior James Scholar students.
Hi there, my name is Sam Hilldale, and I am a senior majoring in elementary education. After my first semester here at U of I became a James Scholar, and I have had many great opportunities as a James Scholar. So my first opportunity, I was able to attend an I program where I got to do a whole bunch of team building exercises and combine my strengths with others and to accomplish challenges. And this was just a great way to get to know others in my major and others not in my major. As a James Scholar, I've also had a bunch of opportunities to do research projects with my professors and in my major. So, and many of them have given me a lot of creative freedom. So, for instance, in my math class as a junior, my professor and I collaborated on an idea, and I ended up doing a project on different elementary literature and how that's used in math. So I researched and found how teachers have used elementary or children's literature in their math teaching, and I explored different kinds of books and then wrote a report on some books and wrote a few math lessons and activities on it and how I could use those books in math. So that was really fun. And now this semester, as a second semester senior, I am doing a project where I'm creating a toolkit all about my student teaching experience and what I'm seeing and the different resources I have learned about from my cooperating teacher and just different tips and ideas that I have. So those are just a few things that I've done as a James Scholar and in this program, but it's allowed me to do many cool projects and collaborations, and I've just been really grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Hi. My name is Lucille Luan, and I'm a current senior at the University of Illinois. I've been a part of the James Scholar Honors Program for the past 4 years, and I can confidently say that it has pushed me to do things that I wouldn't have done without this program. It gave me a chance to conduct undergraduate research, independent study, and the chance to work with professors and doctorate students. Under the James Scholar Program, I focused mainly on research about the inequalities between races and classes within the United States. This experience expanded my view of the world, and I was able to recognize the complex intersectionality of social injustices within the education system. Working as a research assistant, I spent hours gathering and analyzing journal publications for my professors and education doctorate students. Last semester, I was able to work with Veronica in developing a final which counted for 10% of the total grade in CI 402. This specific James Scholar project allowed me to strengthen my lesson planning skills, encouraged me to think outside the box, and incorporate what I'm learning in my other CI classes too. This semester, my James Scholar project will be focusing on professional development. I'll be joining Franklin STEAM Academy, their equity committee, and their student learning and engagement committee. I'll be creating an accumulation of resources, knowledge, and professional leadership skills that I've learned through the 2 school committees. A special shout out to Professor Chris from the Educational Psychology Department, Dr. Allen from the Animal Science Department, and Veronica from the Curriculum and Instruction Department. I'm grateful for all the things I've learned under the James Scholar Honors Program, and I'll take the knowledge I have attained to grad school and beyond. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, I'm Morgan Loa, a third-year college student majoring in the Learning and Education Studies and a minor in Psychology and ESL. I have been a James Scholar for about 2 years, and through my time being as a James Scholar at the College of Education, I was able to participate in a variety of different events. For instance, I was able to participate in multiple I programs offered by the Illinois Leadership Center, where I was able to meet many great people who have the same interests as me and master a particular aspect of leadership practice. Indeed, the skill and the approach that I have learned in these I programs have also helped me in the long run, which I was able to competent leadership positions using the knowledge that I learned through these programs. Besides, during my time as a James Scholar, I was also able to work on the 2 individual research projects with my wonderful professor from the Delta Department, in which I was also able to present both of my research projects at the Research Symposium in spring 2020 and the Research Symposium in spring 2021. I personally think that I have learned a lot through my experience of working on the 2 individual research projects that I did with my professors. in which not only I was able to gain a more in-depth understanding on how to conduct a well-structured research, but I was also able to dive deeply into the research design process and the data analysis. Indeed, both of the professors that I have worked with have also given me tremendous help through my time working on the research projects. And I greatly appreciate the opportunity to work with them and learn from their intriguing research experiences. Lastly, the two individual research projects that I have worked on to fulfill the James Scholar requirements have also helped me to find my passion and my interest in the field of educational research, in which it shapes my future aspiration and motivates me to participate in a learning science research PhD program upon undergraduate graduation.
Hi, my name is Jennifer. I'm a senior majoring in Delta with a minor of informatics. I have been a GEM Scholar for 2 school years. The 2 projects that I want to highlight today are WHIMC, what if hypothetical implementations in Minecraft, and my individual project that partnered with geodesic, geometry, and design in classrooms. So WHIMC is a project led by Professor H. Chad Lane. It attempts to foster students' interest in science by letting students explore simulations of alternative versions of Earth in Minecraft. My task while working with the team was to transcribe and analyze interviews that were performed in summer 2019. Under the team's assistance, I was also able to present at the undergraduate research symposium about my observations. My topic was about the potential of Minecraft as a learning environment by looking at how children viewed Minecraft as both similar and different from the real world. I found that Minecraft could have the capability to engage students with fictional elements and educate them about the real world environment. My conclusion was that the engagement and learning allowed opportunities for players to develop new interests, especially in STEM, due to the connections between Minecraft and the real world. The other project I did was to transform a geometry problem from a worksheet designed by the team of geodesic, Professor Gloriana Gonzalez and her colleagues, into an interactive media through Scratch, a block-based programming language. The product was piloted by several Professor Gonzalez's colleagues and students, and they generally had positive reactions towards it. I was satisfied with the final product because it added not only interesting animations and audio aids to boost students' motivation, but also colorful and explicit demonstrations to support learning. Later, I proceeded to transform the Scratch program into an interactive video with additional mini assessments on Edpuzzle. Working on this project was a chance for me to practice my computational thinking and building skills in Scratch, and explore other unfamiliar digital educational environments such as Edpuzzle. So overall, I had a great time working on these projects, and I'm very grateful for being a GEM Scholar and having the chance to work with and gain insights from the professors and their teams. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah Rogers, and I am the Admissions and Records Officer for the College of Education in the Student Academic Affairs Office. I'd just like to congratulate our James Scholars on their participation in the program this year and to recognize the innovative and really thoughtful projects that they've worked so hard on.